Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm talking about the state of Texas and the latest news on its 2026 U.S. House map. So we had a few developments last week where on August 20th, after the standoff between the Republicans and the state legislature and the Democrats leaving the state of Texas, and how that situation all played out, eventually the Texas State House passed congressional maps targeted specifically 5 Democratic congressmen and congresswomen. First being Mark Vesey, who represents Texas's 33rd district, Greg Caesar, who represents Texas's 35th, Lloyd Doggett, who represents Texas, I believe it does not say which one he represents, but his district, Julie Johnson, who represents Texas's 32nd district, and Democratic Representative Al Green, who actually became pretty famous online after he got thrown out of the State of the Union address by President Trump for being disruptive of the Texas 9th District. All 5 of them in their districts are targeted by the congressional redistricting map. On August 23rd, the Texas State Senate passed the map with a vote of 18-8, and it's heading to the governor, Republican Greg Abbott, where he is pledged to sign it into law. So this is very interesting here. And on 270towin.com, the Cook Political Report's latest map shows where things stand on Texas with these changes taken into account. So you see, for instance, Texas 34, which is held by Democrat Vicente Gonzalez on the new map. It is now listed as lean for the Republicans. Texas 15, which is held by Republican Monica de la Cruz, is now listed as likely Republican. And you start to go into more of the Democratic areas here where and how these districts will go. First, we'll go into the Houston area, where Al Green is Texas 9th district, is now listed as safe for the Republicans, whereas before it'd be safe for the Democrats. Nothing really changes too much in Dallas up here, or Julie Johnson's district, Texas 32, does be safe Republican now. Now, if you want to look down in Central Texas, you can see that here it is, Texas 35, but Greg Caesar is now listed as likely Republican in here as well. So these are very significant developments for the Texas congressional map. Texas 28 with Henry Cuellar will still be a toss-up race, and that's where things stand on that front. Now, this is very important because these changes in Texas are not going to be done in a vacuum. As in California, the Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom is pushing to have a referendum for the November election about redrawing the California congressional map. And their redrawing of the California map could be even more politically advantageous for the Democrats than Texas was for the Republicans, where it's looking like Republicans are going to net about 5 seats in the state of Texas. Democrats in California are targeting even more, potentially able to flip 5, if not even up to 8 seats in the state of California. So there's a lot of ramifications here, but first that referendum has to pass. So far, the support early on shows the Democrats have a very good chance at passing that referendum in November of 2025. But right now, based on the Texas redistricting and the U.S. House map, Cook Political Report has Republicans favored at 215 House seats. Democrats have 202. Now, this is where things are going to get very, very interesting. Because right now, the way the House is currently constructed, the Republicans only would need to get to 218 seats to hold a majority in the U.S. House. They only need 3 more seats. Democrats, to get to 218, would need to win about another 16 seats. Now, obviously, this is going to change a lot on the House map going into 2026, but the way the map is currently constructed, the Republicans only need 3 more, which means the Republicans could get there, for instance, by, say, Jared Golden in Maine losing his House race, which voted for Donald Trump by about 9 points, I believe, in 2024. The former governor, Paul LePage, is running against Jared Golden. This could be one of the 3 seats the Republicans flip. You could also look at Ohio, where their map may be getting redrawn with Marcy Kaptur in Ohio 9. That could be a Republican flip. Ohio 13 with Amelia Sykes could be a Republican flip. And Ohio 1 could be a Republican flip as well. We could also look at the state of Indiana, where President Trump is putting pressure on state Republicans to try and redraw their map, likely to get rid of Indiana 1 with Democrat Frank Mervan, and maybe try and target Indiana 7 with Democrat Andre Carson. I'm not sure if they'll be able to get that one out, but they may definitely be able to get out Indiana 1. So it's very interesting because the redistricting battle is still going on right now for 2026, and it's really a complicated situation. But based on just how Texas did right now, the Republicans are in a much more advantageous situation heading into 2026 to keep the House than they were a few weeks ago. Now, this is big news for the Republicans because when you look at the early polling for 2026, the generic congressional vote currently has the Democrats up by about 3.6%. And this tracks essentially how nationwide do voters feel like they'd more want to vote for Democrats or Republicans. And Democrats are up by 3.6%. In 2024, the National House vote voted Republican 50.6, Democrats 47.8, roughly about 2.8%. So going from 2.8% all the way up to 3.6, that would be roughly a swing of 6.4% towards the Democratic direction from 2024 to 2026. Now, it's not going to work exactly this way because what we see now with the redistricting in Texas. But just to show you, based on the 2024 map, we could shift the map by 6.4% towards the Democrats and show you what this would look like. Okay, so we're going to shift by 6.4, and the Republican map, which voted 220 to 215 for the GOP, would then go 234 for the Democrats, 201 for the Republicans. So the current polling, which a 3.5-point win for the Democrats right now, is actually pretty modest compared to what 2018 was, which was a much larger win for the Democrats in a Democratic midterm year. The Democrats could get up to 234 House seats. And the Republicans know they pretty much have no chance at keeping the House on the way the House map is currently redrawn based on the projections for 2026. That's why they're trying to redraw the map and essentially stop that from happening. Now, at this current point in time, given how the polling is looking, even though the state of Texas is redrawn, I would still say the Democrats have a much stronger chance at winning the House in 2026, even with Texas being redrawn, because there are a lot of factors here still going on. For one thing, it does seem like the California redistricting of the House map is going to pass as well. And in this one, it's not finalized yet. I do believe we have to wait and see how this all plays out. But I think you could certainly see Republicans like Kevin Kiley losing his seat, David Valadao, California 22, could be going blue. We could see Young Kim in California 40, Ken Calvert in California 41. All four of those Republicans could certainly lose their seats, almost pretty much guaranteed in redistricting in California. And then maybe go after a Republican like Darrell Issa in the redistricting as well. That could be the 5 seats right there in California that Texas gained. All 5 in California could potentially be wiped out by redistricting if they were to do it that way. You could try and redraw the map to get some of these other Republicans out as well, but the reports that I read suggested that Issa, Ken Calvert, Young Kim, and then David Valadao and Kevin Kiley are the ones to watch for getting redistricted out for 2026. Now, Florida is very interesting as well, as Governor Ron DeSantis has pledged to redraw his map as well and try and get some Democrats out here and get some more Republican seats as well. We could be looking around here, for instance, Jared Moskowitz's district. This is near where President Trump is in Palm Beach. Do the Republicans gain here? Do they draw out Kathy Castor, the Democratic representative in the Hillsborough, Tampa area? Can they draw that seat out, get that to Republican side? That all remains to be seen. It's going to be really interesting to watch how redistricting goes. You also see maps like Illinois, which are already heavily redistricted. Maryland, for instance, the Democratic governor, Wes Moore, has mentioned the possibility of trying to redraw the map to get rid of the Republican Andrew Harris in this district. We could see a lot of this nationwide happen over the next few months and few weeks or so, and how that could all play out. There is also an interesting development happening right now in the state of Utah. I just want to mention before the video ends, which is I believe there was a lawsuit saying that the congressional map is not constitutional, and if that map gets redrawn, that can pretty much guarantee the Salt Lake district of District 4 with Burgess Owens would flip to the Democrats. This would net the Democrats one extra seat in the state of Utah. So this is very interesting to watch for how this is all going right now, because we may see some Democratic flips on the lawsuit level as well on the House map. So everything is still very up in the air for 2026 and the U.S. House elections. Right now, the Republicans are currently up 5 seats in the redistricting in the state of Texas, as well, with a very competitive race in Texas 28 with Henry Cuellar. But this is all going to change a lot over the next few months and heading into 2026. So I'll keep you covered on everything that develops, but that's where things stand at this current point in time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you did, leave a comment below, tell me your thoughts, and I hope to see you in a future video.